we got to do a midweek Premier League preview. We have to. We gotta. Okay? We gotta. So let's just we did talk about all the fixtures, right? We talked about everything. Let me just make sure we talked about everything. Yeah, we did. And we got some games coming up there. Burnley versus Tottenham, Watford Crystal Palace, Liverpool Leeds, and Arsenal Wolves. Look, let's start with the match between Watford and Crystal Palace. Let's go. Let's not delay, and let's get right into this one. I did some preparations, and we got to talk about these ones as well. Usually, when they have midweek fixtures, I never really do a preview, but it's I think it's important that we do a preview here. It's a lot at stake. Definitely a lot at stake here. Okay? Watford, Crystal Palace. This is a London derby. Not the biggest one, but still a London derby nevertheless. So, Aston Villa 0, Watford 1 in their last game. Crystal Palace 0, Chelsea 1 in their last. What happened the last time these two teams met? They met in the second round of this season's EFL Cup back in August 24th. Watford picked up a 1-0 win. So they're yet to meet in the Premier League this season because this is a rearranged fixture, guys, right? So previously in the Premier League, Crystal Palace defeated Watford a 0-0, and the other game that season ended in a draw. The 1920 season when Watford were last in the league. In terms of their Premier League record, we got 10 matches, 3 wins for Watford, 4 wins for Palace, and 3 games ending in a draw. I have players to watch for you this time around, and for Watford, I got to go with Ismail Assar because I think his absence actually hurt Watford, and he was last involved in the win against Manchester United, a big 4-2 win. I think that was 4-2 as a scoreline. And then he got injured, came back, went to the AFCON, got his confidence up, got his form back going, won the AFCON, came back and helped Watford to a win in their last game. So, Saar, definitely want to keep your eye on there. And for Crystal Palace, Wilf Zaha had a solid campaign at the AFCON for Ivory Coast. But I need more from Zaha. I think against Chelsea, he had some good opportunities, and he needed to be a bit better to put those balls in the back of the net, but didn't. And he would need to actually make amends here against Watford, where Patrick Vieira will surely want to win this game. Look, for some notes here for Watford, Juraj Kuchka is a doubt. He missed the last game. Nicholas Nkulu remains out with an injury. João Pedro missed the last game, and he's a doubt for this one. Samir is also a doubt, along with Peter Itebo, who's close to return, but we could see him featuring in this match after a long injury layoff. For Crystal Palace, Conor Gallagher would return after he was unavailable against his parent club Chelsea. Vicente Guaita went off at halftime. He's a doubt, big doubt. And Nathan Ferguson would be out for this game. Patrick Vieira versus Roy Hodgson. This would be the first meeting between the two managers. A legendary player in Patrick Vieira with Arsenal, and Roy Hodgson has been around since the beginning of time. I actually think he's a vampire, though. You know what I mean? He's been around for way too long. Look, he's coming up against his former team, Crystal Palace. That was a team he managed before Patrick Vieira came in. And it's because Crystal Palace just wanted to, move on from Roy Hodgson. He didn't do a bad job. He actually did a great job at Crystal Palace. Prevented them from getting relegated after that, Frank de Boer or Frank or Ronald, one of them, that debacle at the beginning of a couple seasons ago. And Roy Hodgson has never lost to Crystal Palace in 2 games, winning 1, drawing 1. And Vieira, in his 1 game against Watford, lost it in the EFL Cup. So that's just something to note there. In terms of insights, do we have anything here on these teams? We don't have anything right now, but let me just do a quick double check here on Google and see if I have anything for you in terms of some insights here. Yes, we do. Watford have won 4 of their last 6 meetings with Crystal Palace in all competitions, drawing 1 and losing 1, as many as they had in their previous 20 against them. They've already won a home match against the Eagles this season, winning 1-0 in the EFL Cup second round. After winning their first Premier League away game against Watford, a 0-0 in September of 2015, Crystal Palace have failed to win any of their last 4 visits to Vicarage Road in the competition, drawing 3 and losing 1. None of the 7 victories in the Premier League games between Crystal Palace and Watford have been by more than a 1-goal margin. It's the most victories in the Premier League fixture that has seen without any of them winning by more than 1 goal. Watford have conceded at least once in each of their 17 Premier League home games, right? Let me repeat that. Watford have conceded at least once in each of their last 17 Premier League home games. No team has ever failed to keep a clean sheet in 18 consecutive home matches in the competition. The last top flight team to do so were Blackpool, who went 20 top flight home league games without a shutout between April of 1971 and April of 2011, 17 in the Premier League. Crystal Palace have just won once away from home in the Premier League this season and are winless in 7 on the road, 4 draws, 3 losses since beating Man City 2-0 in October. That was also City's last loss before the Tottenham loss. They've drawn their last 3 league games, away league games, last having a longer such run in the top flight between December 1991 and February 1992. So look, in terms of my prediction for this game though, guys, look, Watford currently under Roy Hodgson have seen the favors, their fortunes turn a bit, where they have picked up 4 points in the last available 12. A draw and a win. Both clean sheets, which shows that there's more defensive resilience there under Roy Hodgson. And the team has they have a clear vision where they know what they need to do. They're in the relegation zone right now. They're fighting for their survival in the league. And this is a good game for them to play against a misfiring Patrick Vieira and Crystal Palace, who need some wins. They need some wins under their belt right now. Crystal Palace have not won any of their last 5 matches. You gotta actually go back. You gotta go way back. Actually, for Palace, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 games in the Premier League without a win. The last win came on December 28th against Norwich City. So they have been flunking. They have really been, faltering there. For Watford, Emmanuel Dennis, he has been playing well. I think Josh King needs to step up, but Ismail Assar and Dennis would be the key players here for the Hornets. Musa Sissoko deserves a shout. He's been a hero in the midfield for them without any real credit, but he deserves a shout. The new men in Hassani Kamara has stepped in. Samir hasn't done a bad job, even though he's had a few mistakes. Craig Cathcart deserves some credit, and Ben Foster, of course. Some other notable mentions. I'm not really gonna get into all the players here, but Watford could be a dangerous team here for Crystal Palace in this mini London derby. For Palace, they have some good attacking players in Mateta, Edward, Hudson-Edward, Zaha, Olise, Conor Gallagher, and Co. But they need to step up. They need to produce. They need to be clinical on the day. They have the goalkeeping conundrum with Guaita and, of course, Jack Butland, and it would be Butland featuring in goal. I'm pretty sure he will feature with Guaita and his problems. So I think Crystal Palace are still not a settled 11 there. But look, Guehi and Anderson has done well at the back, but they've been having problems at right back as well. And Tyreek Mitchell with the mistake in his last game, that would be on his mind. So look, man, I could see Watford going on to win this one at home, 2-0. Crystal Palace definitely not traveled well this season, and I could see them losing yet another frustrating affair where they might actually go ahead and lose the game from a winning position. So I'm going to go for Watford 2, Crystal Palace 1. Let's see how this one turned out, but I have to make a prediction. It wasn't the easiest game to predict, but, you know, I'm going to go for Watford here to win this, to put some pressure on the teams around them and put some pressure on Crystal Palace as well, where they are not far off the relegation places. Only 26 points, even though they're 13th. That's not far ahead at all. Watford would move within 5 points of Crystal Palace if they pick up a win, while Crystal Palace would go up to 29 points, which could be big in a much needed win. Look, in terms of Crystal Palace, after this game, they do play Burnley, Stoke, and Wolves before they meet City. Some winnable games for them, if you ask me. And for Watford, their next games are against Manchester United, where they look to do the double, Arsenal, Wolves, Southampton. These are some tough games for Roy Hodgson and the Hornets, but you never know, man. You never know. And to talk about the Hornets, I have this big-ass Hornets nest at the back of my house. I need to get rid of it. I don't know if I need to call animal or pest control or something, but I think I need to do that because I'm about to go back there maybe in a few days to continue working on my truck. And I don't want the wind to blow and that heavy-ass Hornets nest to fall off and cause a disaster back there, because one time when I was young, I got stung by a bunch of hornets, man. I got stung up by a whole nest of hornets. These are some different hornets back in St. Vincent. But I did get, you know, stung by a whole nest of them. And I don't want that to happen again. So that's a cool story, right? I know, Dom. You always hit us with these cool-ass stories, man. So, guys, let me know your prediction in the chat. Do appreciate everybody in the stream and anybody watching a replay right about now. We are going to keep it moving. It's late. It's past midnight. It's 29 minutes past the hour, and we're going to keep it moving in terms of these rearranged fixtures. Let's go into Burnley versus Tottenham. All right, Burnley versus Tottenham here. So, in their last game, Burnley defeated Brighton 3-0. And of course, you know, Tottenham ran to an emphatic, very emphatic 3-2 victory over Manchester City. I can't believe I have to repeat these things. But yeah, that is exactly what happened. 3-2. What a thriller. What happened the last time that Burnley and Tottenham met each other? They did meet in the fourth round of the Carabao Cup this season, where Spurs won the game 1-0, and this will be their first meeting in the league this season. But Burnley only have one win in their last 10 in all competitions against Tottenham, and there's been 2 Premier League draws in there as well, 2 1-1 draws. They will be looking to draw inspiration from those positive results. So, players to watch, in my opinion, here for Burnley, their new man, Wout Weghorst, who would be a key figure coming up against a Boyd Tottenham team, you know, who are full of confidence after that win against City. Or maybe they would be short on energy after the effort they put out against Man City. Who knows what would happen there? You know, maybe the adrenaline is still pumping. So look out for Weghorst. He's been in the goal, you know, picked up his first goal and been assisting as well. He's been a very good addition to the Burnley squad with the loss of Chris Wood. He might actually be an upgrade on Chris Wood, if you ask me. So for Spurs, I actually went in with a dual players to watch here. Harry Kane and Dejan Kulusevski will look to continue their partnership up top along with Heung-min Son. But I'm going for Kulusevski and Kane, who were devastating going forward against Manchester City. No explanation needed. They were amongst the goals and the assists as well. And these guys will be key if Tottenham are to topple the Clarets here at Turf Moor. So we go over to the player section here. We were on the stats area, definitely stats area. But before we do go into the player section, all-time results here between these two teams: 14 matches total, 2 wins for Burnley, 9 wins for Spurs, and 3 draws in terms of their Premier League results. Home record for Burnley is a good one against Spurs. Their 2 wins did come at home. 2 out of their three draws at home, and they've only lost 3 times at home to Spurs. In terms of the managers here, Antonio Conte versus Sean Dyche. This will be the 5th meeting where Dyche do have a win and a draw against Conte and 2 losses. Conte with the opposite of the results there: 2 wins, a draw, and a loss. And the same against Burnley. But Sean Dyche against Tottenham, not very good. 16 games, 1 win, 4 draws, and 11 losses. Not a good record at all to talk about. So, in terms of the lineups here for Burnley, Matej Vydra remains out. James Stokowski came down with the COVID. He might be out as well. Ashley Westwood is a doubt. Charlie Taylor is also a doubt, and Johan Berg Goodmanson, the Icelandic international, should miss this game as well. For Spurs, a pretty fit team right now with Ollie Skip, Japhet Tanganga nearing a return. Sergio Reguilon missed the last game as well, and let's see. These guys should go on to miss this game, but let's see what end up happening. Remember, there's the coronavirus around, and players pop up, injured all the time, or they're ill. So in terms of some insights here, I don't think we got anything in terms of this section on the Premier League website, but you guys know I have other sources, and let me give you some insights here. So yeah, we got Burnley have just won. They have just won 1 of their last 12 Premier League games against Spurs, drawing 3, losing 8, winning 2 on a turf moor in February of 2019. Tottenham have only failed to score in 1 of their 14 Premier League games against Burnley, a 0-0 draw in April of 2015. Meanwhile, they've kept 8 clean sheets against the Clarets in the competition. Tottenham have lost just 1 of their last 20 Premier League games against sides starting a day in the relegation zone, winning 15 and drawing 4. Winning each of their last 6 in a row. The only defeat in this run came at home to Newcastle in August of 2019. Burnley have won just 1 of their last 20 Premier League home games, right? Burnley have won just 1 of their last 20 Premier League home games. Drawing 11 and losing 8, beating Brentford 3-1 in October. The Clarets have scored just 15 goals in these 20 games, failing to score on 9 occasions. Burnley are looking to secure back-to-back Premier League victories for the first time since January of 2021, following their 3-0 win at Brighton last time out. The Clarets netted as many goals in that victory at Brighton as they had in their previous 9 league games combined. God damn. I'm telling you, man. So, yeah. So hear this, right? There's some information here that despite efforts to prepare amid snowy conditions in Burnley, the decision has been made to postpone the match against Tottenham due to hazardous weather conditions. Attempts to clear the pitch and the surrounding areas were defeated by further snowfall, so the game has now been called off and set to be rescheduled for a later date. God damn, I didn't even realize this. The game will be postponed, guys. Is this game going to be postponed? Let me see. Is this the same? Yep, this game will be postponed. Definitely will be postponed. So, yeah, I didn't even realize that, though. They still have it as going on, though. But, look, let me let you guys see what's going on here, man. I think this one's definitely gone. This game is done. So, this game, I ain't see nothing here, but it seems like this game is going to be postponed, though. So, I don't know if this is a previous thing or whatnot, but It says it right here, though. It says it right here. Or maybe that was earlier in the season. That gotta be earlier in the season, right? Gotta be. This game is happening. This game is definitely happening. This gotta be early on in the season, guys. Right? Am I right? Am I right? This gotta be early on in the season. I think this is early on in the season, and this is not from what's actually going on right now. Because I know it's a lot of rain in England and not this kind of snowy condition. So this has to be the pre-match from... I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't see anything here, guys, in terms of news on the game being postponed, right? You see? There's nothing here. 7 hours ago. There's nothing here. Yeah, that's early on in the season. Yeah, so they still have the same things. That's very lazy of them to have that there still. So, woo, dodged the bullet there. I thought I did all of that for nothing. But anyways, in terms of my prediction for this game, though, guys, it's very hard. Let me just put it out there. Burnley, they did well in the last game, right? Against Brighton. Or maybe you could say Brighton didn't perform well enough, and that's, an effect of Brighton not doing well. But credit to Burnley, right? They've been picking up some good results. It's a tough game to play against Tottenham, who are coming off of a victory against City. It's not logical to predict a Burnley win, but we know things happen. You're playing at Turf Moor. It's windy. It might be wet. And if we check the weather at Turf Moor tomorrow, let me see weather Turf Moor Burnley. Let me see something. What's the weather forecast looking like tomorrow? What's the weather forecast looking like? It's in a day. That's what, Wednesday? The game is on Wednesday. What's the weather looking like on Wednesday? Rain. Rain all week. So you might say, okay, Tottenham beat City, but don't forget Tottenham are coming off of three L's. You see what I'm saying? Burnley are in good form. We know they have a game plan. They play scrappy football. Anything could happen in the game, right? But guys, I don't see Antonio Conte and Spurs losing this game, though. I could see them scrapping themselves to a narrow 2-1 win in this match to break Burnley's hearts and to break their momentum. Because I can't... For me to predict Tottenham to lose or even draw this game, it might come off as me being kind of salty that we lost to Tottenham or something like that. Seriously. Because I don't think they deserve to lose 3 on the bounce, but it just happened. And they bounce back against City. I don't see Burnley winning back-to-back games. It could happen, but I don't see it. I don't see them drawing the game either. Tottenham, 2-1 in my opinion. So, the boy Michael actually agreeing with what I'm saying here. 2-1, Kane with the late winner. Burnley thrives, playing in terrible conditions. Yes, A-Bob. But I can't see them winning or getting anything from the game. But who knows? They just might. You know what I mean? I would love if they do, though. I would actually love if they do knock Spurs off the high horse there. So, guys, that's 2 done. We got 2 more to go. And let's go into the next one. Next makeup fixture here. Arsenal versus Wolves. Ow! We've done this recently. We've done a fixture like this recently where we talked Arsenal, Wolves. These teams just played each other, I think, on match week 23, maybe? Match week 24, Arsenal defeated Wolves a 0-0 courtesy of a scrappy goal by Gabriel in the 25th minute. So, look, for these teams, Arsenal 2, Brentford 1 in their last game. Wolves 2, Leicester 1 in their last match. And the aforementioned match was their last meeting with Arsenal scrapping to a 1-0 victory over Wolves, where I heard that Arsenal were applying time-wasting tactics at 60 minutes into the game. This is appalling if you ask me, you know. But this game is coming up February 24th, this Thursday. And in terms of the last 10 matches, Wolves do have some success, winning 3 times. And they actually did the double over Arsenal last season. So kudos to Wolves. And they did win back in 2019. So since their return to the Premier League back in 2018, they do have 2 draws and 2 wins against Arsenal, with the Gunners having well, let me see, 2 wins and 2 draws, with the Gunners having wait, let me get this right. 2 draws and 3 losses. Arsenal only winning twice against Wolves since Wolves' return to the Premier League. So in terms of the all-time Premier League results, 15 matches, and those 3 wins for Wolves have come in their return to the Premier League. So you got to give it to Wolves. You got to give it to Nuno Espirito Santo, even though he's not in charge of the team no more. He is the one that really helped out Wolverhampton Wanderers get to this stage where they're at right now, where they could consider themselves a fabric of the Premier League these days. And 2 out of those draws, those 3 draws, have come under Nuno as well. So 3 wins and 2 draws. Before it was a one-sided record against Arsenal, where they only had a draw that you got to go back to 2011 for. So good stuff by Wolves against Arsenal recently, which just shows us that this game is not going to be an easy one to predict. It's not going to be a walk in the park for either one of these teams as well. So in terms of the 2 managers, this will be the second meeting between Lodge and Arteta. Arteta winning the only game. Arteta's 5th game against Wolves, 2 wins and a draw. 2 wins and 2 losses, pardon me. And Bruno Lodge's only game against the Gunners have been a loss. So in terms of players to watch here, for Arsenal, I went for Smith Rowe and Saka. I talked about them in the review of the match against Brentford. And these guys are the future of Arsenal. Once they play well, Arsenal will continue picking up great results. Nothing else needed to add. Wolves, I went with Ruben Neves here because Ruben Neves, or Neves, however you want to say his name, has been, a key component in the midfield here of Wolves. And when he's not there, you could see the difference. Him along with João Moutinho, the Portuguese, brigade there of Wolves. He I think is one of the most important players in the team, and with a goal in the last game, will look to continue his form before he signs for City next summer. I'm only putting that out there. He's not even in the rumors right now. So in terms of players here, a note: Arsenal, Gabriel Martinelli should be available after suspension. The squad is very healthy at the moment, and with the coronavirus still around, you never know. There might be an injury before, kickoff or something like that. But for Wolves, Willy Bali and Yersin Mosquera remain the only players recovering from long-term injuries, where Wolves also have a very, very fit squad available to them. In terms of some insights here for this game, Wolves, Arsenal. Let me get you something from for this game here right now. Wolves, Arsenal. Arsenal have lost just one of their last 10 home league games against Leeds. Leeds. I don't know why I keep saying Leeds. Wolves winning 5 and drawing 4. Though that defeat did come in this exact fixture last season. The Gunners are looking to complete their first league double over Wolves since the 2010-11 season. Wolves won this exact fixture 2-1 last season. They've not won back-to-back away games against Arsenal since September of 1979. Arsenal have scored in each of their last 28 games against Wolves in all competitions since a 1-0 loss in February of 1979. It's the Gunners' second longest current scoring streak against a specific opponent after a 32-game ongoing run against West Bromwich Albion. Arsenal versus Wolverhampton Wanderers this season will become the first ever Premier League match to have both meetings in a campaign played on a Thursday. The last fixture to have this happen in the top flight was Bury. Bury, and now, they went into, what's it called? The administration. Bury versus Tottenham in 1924-25. Having lost consecutive league games at the start of December, conceding 5 goals in the process, Arsenal have just lost once in their last 8 Premier League matches, winning 6 and drawing 1. I told you guys about how well they've been playing, conceding just 4 goals and keeping 5 clean sheets during this run. So, well done by Arsenal. So, in terms of my prediction for this game, guys, my prediction for this one, look, both teams are playing some quality football. And I'm going to keep it short and sweet and say both teams are going to cancel each other out. I think the last meeting between the two teams should have ended in a draw. But, you know, that scrappy goal by Gabriel Magalhaes and that protest by Sa wasn't, VAR didn't overturn the goal. So I could actually see this one ending in a draw. And I'm going for a 1-1 draw here. A goal apiece. Quality teams this season as they look to get that top 4 spot. So if the game does end in a draw, Wolves will go up to 41 points. Arsenal will go up to 43. But a win for Wolves would see them overtake Arsenal, who will still have a game in hand. But a win for Arsenal could see them leapfrog West Ham, go 1 point within United, and still have 2 games in hand and stretch their lead above Wolves to 5 and their lead above Tottenham as well. But if they do lose the game and Tottenham win, then Arsenal could get passed by Tottenham, right? But Tottenham do have an inferior goal difference, so Arsenal should remain above Tottenham here. But still, Tottenham are closing in. So this will be a good game, but I expected it to be a very, very scrappy and well contested one, to say the least. So big up to everybody watching the replay. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and for everybody who joined for the live stream as well. So Mike thinks it's going to be a boring 0-0 draw. A-Bob Wolves to win 2-1. And big up to each and everybody in the house right about now here. So we are going to talk about the last midweek makeup fixture here, and that's a very important game between Liverpool and Leeds United. And we know this game promised to be a very, very entertaining and enthralling contest here, where you see the recent meetings between the two teams. A 3-0 win for Liverpool, but look at that 1-1 draw, and look at that 4-3 win for Liverpool since Leeds have come back into the league. So last season against Leeds, it wasn't a walk in the park, but this season it has been, you know, a lot easier. So look here, man, for Liverpool, they're coming off of a 3-1 win against Norwich, and for Leeds, thrilling 4-2 loss against Manchester United. And we just talked about the last time the teams met, where Liverpool won on the road 3-0, and the previous game before that one ended in a draw, and the one before that was a 4-3 thriller we saw. So big up to the boy Johan Wissa for that equalizer. I think that was Johan Wissa with the equalizer, right, against Liverpool, if I'm not mistaken. And he would look to do the same again, you know, in this game. That was that. No, I'm thinking about Brentford. I don't know why I'm saying Johan Wissa, but yeah. I don't know why I'm thinking the Brentford game. I'm thinking the Brentford 3-3 draw. That was a 3-3 draw against Brentford, right? It's late, guys. It is late. I don't know why I'm thinking about that draw. Maybe I want the game to draw so bad as a City fan, right? Maybe that's why. Don't know why I'm getting those games mixed up right now. But look, the draw that came last season there, Mane scored and Diego Llorente with a header in the 87th minute there. So that was a indifferent season for Liverpool, but they're doing a lot better this year. So look, in terms of the managers here, Marcelo Bielsa versus Jurgen Klopp. This will be the 4th meeting. Bielsa has never won a game against Klopp. 1 draw, 2 losses. Klopp with 2 wins and a draw. And the same record for Bielsa against Leeds, and the same record for Klopp against... Well, Klopp did have 4 matches against Leeds, 3 wins and a draw. And actually, one of those was in a cup game. I'm gonna go back and the cup game came in 2016 quarterfinals against Leeds in the EFL Cup. In that game, Divock Origi and Ben Woodburn scored. I think Ben Woodburn actually may have became the youngest goal scorer for Liverpool in that game, if I'm not mistaken. Kevin Stewart featured in that game for Liverpool. Could you imagine that? You remember a player by the name of Ovi Ejaria? Oh, these guys, listen, this is a way different Liverpool team that had the likes of Emre Can in there. Like, come on, man. Alexander Arnold had just started his career at Liverpool from the academy. So, that seems like ages ago. It was actually ages ago, you know what I mean? It was a long time. So, for players to watch in this game, Salah and Mane, I think they will both feature because Klopp can't keep these guys off the field. You cannot take teams for granted and do too much resting. Even though the players that step in might, end up doing a good job. But Salah and Mane should both be involved. I don't expect Klopp to go in with Minamino and Oxlade-Chamberlain on the wings with Divock Origi through the center, or you know what I mean, no experimental type front line like that, or who knows, they could actually suffer. So I expect to see Sadio Mane and Salah going at it again. These guys will be involved in African World Cup qualifiers like they did in the high-stake AFCON final, where Salah will look to get the better of Mane the next time around. For Leeds, I'm going to go with Rafinha. I think, he's had, some poor set of games, but he came back against United with that goal. Expect him to start. Expect him to put on a display for maybe Liverpool to sign him next summer. You know what I mean? Maybe if you can't beat them, join them. So let's see how he does in this game, but he would definitely be one to watch. So in terms of notes for Liverpool, Diego Jota was a big miss in the last game and will remain a big miss because I think he will remain out along with Firmino, who also missed the last game and should miss this one too. But I have to make a note that Divock Origi, now fit again, and Luis Diaz, newly brought into the team, provides adequate cover for those aforementioned stalwarts in Jota and Firmino. So no other real injury concerns for this Liverpool squad. And I did mention for Liverpool to actually compete for the title this season and in all competitions, they need a fit squad, and they have a fit squad right now. Even when the squad had setbacks, it seems like Liverpool found a way to combat that. For Leeds, who I mentioned and call them right now Treatment Table FC. I've been dealing with a lot of injuries, but quite a few players are back, but players that keep going out. Liam Cooper, Calvin Phillips would remain out for this one. Robin Koch came off in the last game with a head injury. He's doubtful. Patrick Bamford, Leo Hilde, and Sam Greenwood could all miss the game as well. So Leeds really hampered by injuries. The squad is not the biggest squad at all, and they continue to be stretched. So in terms of some insights for this one here, I'm working overtime. By the way, if you're watching this right now, I'm working overtime doing a midweek preview of 4 matches. I've already done match week 26 roundup, so if you haven't checked that out, go check it out. And I'm here doing a midweek preview here, man. So Liverpool have won their last 3 Premier League home games against Leeds in 10 goals in the process. They last won more consecutively against them at Anfield in the league between 1973 and 1978, 6. Leeds have lost, both Premier League meetings with Liverpool in a season on 4 previous occasions: 96, 97, 98, 97, 98, 99, 2000, and 2002, 2003. Only in 1996-97 did the Whites fail to score in either of their league meetings with the Reds in a season in the competition. So Liverpool could do the double and keep 2 clean sheets against Leeds this season. Liverpool have only failed to score in one of their last 23 league meetings with Leeds in all competition, netting in each of their last 16 in a row since a goalless draw in April of 1999. Liverpool will face Leeds on a Wednesday for the first time since February of 1997 when they won 4-0 in a Premier League match and they were 3-0 ahead at halftime. They have won their last 5 games against the Whites in played on a Wednesday by an aggregate of 13-0 since Leeds won a 2-0 in an FA Cup fourth-round replay in February of 1972, with Alan Clark scoring a brace at Ellen Road. Liverpool are the only side unbeaten at home in the Premier League this season, winning 9 and drawing 3, and have conceded a league-low 7 goals at Anfield so far this term. So, you know what that means? I don't need to say anything else. I don't need to add anything else. In terms of my prediction, Liverpool are winning this game. I'm going to go for 3-1. I'm going to go for them to concede a goal. They've been conceding some goals lately. But they're not losing the game. They're winning the game. Let me put it that way. Liverpool are winning this game. Just like I predicted them to beat Norwich. They're winning this game. Is there a possibility of any upset happening here? Not one possibility of an upset. And I say this confidently, simply because Leeds just do not know how to defend. They have all these injuries, and Liverpool are in imperious form right now. And I see nothing but a Liverpool win 3-1. Expect Klopp to rotate again. 7 changes in the last game. Maybe he'll make 7 more this time around, or maybe not. But expect maybe players like Milner and Harvey Elliott to be involved this time around. And maybe Konate could get a run out. Who knows, man? Who knows what he'll do? Maybe Origi. But even with changes in the team, expect them to beat a Leeds United team who just don't have any game management skills. Just don't know how to defend. They're all over the place. They can hurt you. If you yourself do not keep them out, they can hurt you. But at the same time, even though they score, they will concede. They will concede because they just don't have that defensive stability. And I think that is something that Bielsa needs to change. Maybe he doesn't need to change anything because they survived last season and they almost, halfway over the line to survive again. But I think this will be another setback. They're going to lose back-to-back games. Big loss against United, and they lose against the Reds. As Liverpool would close in on Manchester City, 3 points. 3 points behind City. No, without a game in hand, but 3 points behind City to set up the perfect title race. Got to give it to the Reds. They've been playing some quality football. Leeds, not so much this season at all. Not so much. So in terms of the next fixtures, I got to get that for you. Definitely got to get that for you. Liverpool will face Chelsea in the EFL Cup. I did mention that early on in the stream, but just for formality, do have Norwich in the FA Cup. Do have West Ham in the league and Inter Milan on March 8th in the second leg of the Champions League around the 16 game. As for Leeds, who are struggling in 15th with 23 points, they are in a relegation scrap. They are in there right now. They are in there. They haven't been in good form. 1 win in their last 5. And after they play Liverpool, they do play Tottenham, Leicester, Aston Villa. Some tough games coming up for the White Roses of Leeds United. So that's it for my mini prediction of the midweek rearranged fixtures. Thank you very much for sharing your predictions. I'm your boy Dom. I'll speak to you soon. Okay?